an appetizer. Next week, we're going to do a side dish. And then we're going to finish it off with a lovely dessert. Y'all voted on Slack. So these recipes you're seeing for the next 3 weeks, these were voted by you guys. So we're starting off strong with a very yummy recipe. We're doing cranberry and brie crostinis, which is such a simple appetizer that you can bring obviously to holiday gatherings. You can even just make it one weekend when you're putting up your holiday decorations, whatever it might be. It's so simple, very minimal ingredients. It's very quick and easy, which you're going to see today. And it's nutritious. So we're trying to bring nutritious meals to our holiday gatherings this year. So we are starting off today by rinsing our cranberries because we are going to make a homemade cranberry sauce. So I'm going to go ahead and get those nice and rinsed. We're using 12 ounces of fresh cranberries. And then we do need to make sure that they are nice and dry. And Misty or Kimber, I see y'all on. If y'all can pop the recipe card in the chat, that would be super helpful. So y'all can print it out, follow along. But we got to make sure these are nice and dry before we pop them into our saucepan. And they are, of course, dripping all over the floor. All right. So 12 ounces of fresh cranberries going in the pot. What I love about cranberries, they're really high in antioxidants, which really help with inflammation. So they're also pretty low in calories because they are 90% water. So cranberries, very good. Now you could obviously buy cranberry sauce anywhere, but the good thing about making it homemade is we're not adding any sugar. Okay, so it's just all the natural sugar that comes from our cranberries. And we're just going to add some honey to sweeten it up. So that's what I'm going to do next. Actually, let me use this honey. So just a half a cup of honey. And obviously, this cranberry sauce is meant to be very tangy. But at the end, if you feel like it's a little bit too tangy for your liking, you can always add more honey. Or you can also do maple syrup here. But I'm going honey. Let me get my half cup. Perfect. So half a cup of honey. Oh yeah. Now honey obviously is a natural sweetener, which we love. I would prefer using honey over granulated sugar or anything like that. Again, high in antioxidants. It also helps control blood sugar because it is a natural sweetener and has natural sugars. We're also going to add some water in this, and then we're just going to let this go. We're going to bring it to a boil, and then we'll decrease that heat, and we'll let it cook till those cranberries pop, and it gets nice and thick. Let me grab a spoon to get all of the honey. Perfect. So I am also preheating my oven to 375 because we're going to get that the baguette nice and toasted before we put our toppings on. All right, half a cup of water. Let's see. So we've got our cranberries, 12 ounces, half a cup of honey, and half a cup of water. And we're going to bring this to a boil. So medium-high heat. Thank you, Kimber, for sending that. The recipe is now in the chat, so you can find it there. I am just going to stir this occasionally. I'm going to give it one good stir to start us off. Make sure all of that honey is nice and incorporated. Perfect. All right, my oven is now preheated. Perfect timing. So I've got my organic French baguette here that I got from Trader Joe's. You can probably find this at most grocery stores. It would be even better if you got a whole grain option. I could not find that at my store, but whole grain is best. If there's a sourdough option as well, that would be great for some added nutrients. But we're just using this organic French baguette today. I cut it into some thin slices. And then we're going to pop it in our oven at 375 for 5 minutes. So nothing too crazy, just to get a nice little toast before we add our toppings, like I said. So, whoa, stirring up our cranberries, waiting for that to get to a boil. And you guys, substitute orange juice for, what'd you say? Looking at the chat. If y'all have any appetizer recipes that you love, please, please, please share with us. Substitute orange juice for the water when I make, that's very smart. Yeah. So at the end, we will be adding some orange zest to spruce it up a little bit. But yes, it does say that you can add orange juice as well in the recipe. That's a great call out. Thank you. Little fresh orange juice. I'm looking for my zester. Oh, there it is. Okay. We're going to need that for later. Yes, please share all of the holiday recipes that you guys love. We do have a Healthy Eats channel, a Slack channel. If you aren't in that channel, please let us know. You can put in the chat that you need to be added. But you can share recipes there. We're going to be doing a fun little bake it and name it challenge as we come into December. So be on the lookout for more information on that. It's going to be a fun little cookie challenge. So make sure you're in that Slack channel. Again, we can add you if you're not already in it. Perfect. All right. Let me actually go ahead and while we're waiting for that, we're going to cut up our brie. So Trader Joe's is just the best. If you don't have a Trader Joe's, I apologize because they have the best stuff. They had this cheese log of brie that is in the perfect shape for me to just cut and place on our crostini. So we're using double cream brie here. What I love about brie is, one, it's a very mild cheese. Now, if you're bringing it to a gathering and you're trying to please a bunch of people, brie is probably one of your safest bets for cheeses because it's not a very potent flavor and it's very creamy and mild. So, great option for entertaining. I also love it because it's a monounsaturated fat, which means it's one of our good fats. So great for heart health and bone health because of the calcium. So it's a great option. So we are going to cut it up into thin pieces. Brie always comes with a little rind. I think that's what you call it. You can leave that on. You don't need to take it off. It is edible. Some people aren't a big fan, but in this recipe, we are melting the brie, so you won't even notice it's there. Okay? So feel free to leave it on. Don't worry about it. All right. Our cranberries are now boiling. So we're going to reduce the heat to medium low-ish, and we're going to let it cook. Perfect. All right. I'm going to continue cutting up our lovely, soft, creamy brie. Love. Okay, 5 slices. Perfect. Put that to the side. We've got our brie ready to go. And our bread is almost toasted. Yay! Okay, so this is going to cook for 5 to 10 minutes, it says, but we're just going to go based off of feel because we want those cranberries, like I said, to be popped, and we want to let it thicken. So we're going to wait for that to happen, again, 5 to 10 minutes. Good. All right. Let's see. Also with Brie cheese, it helps us feel full for longer, which can help with weight management. So cheese is always a good option if you're able to put it in your diet. And dairy does contribute to a healthy gut because of the probiotics that it has. So healthy gut is always a good thing. So add that dairy when you can, if you can. Oh my goodness. It smells so good. It already smells so good. Cranberries to me just it screams the holidays and it just puts me in a good mood. All right. Our baguettes are ready to come out of the oven. Perfectly toasted. We just want a little golden brown, nothing too crazy. Um, a light toast. They're gonna go back in the oven, like I mentioned, to melt that cheese. So we're just gonna let those sit while we continue to cook our cranberries. And I'm gonna go ahead and get our zest ready for cranberry sauce. One year, I think it was Christmas, we had cranberry sauce, and it was the first year that I discovered that I love cranberry sauce. And I'm telling you, I about ate the whole tub, and it was not homemade. It was definitely like cans that you get from the store. And I was bouncing off the walls from how much sugar I had consumed from that cranberry sauce. So it's a good thing that we're making this homemade. Less sugar. All right. We're zesting a whole orange, and we're going to add orange zest and cinnamon to the cranberry sauce. Which cinnamon, I'm a huge cinnamon fan. It's totally optional, so if you're not into that, you don't have to add it. But I just love it. It just warms everything up, which again, cinnamon and the holidays go hand in hand. So that is what I'll be doing. You want about 1 teaspoon of orange zest to add in at the end. Let's check our cranberries. How are we doing? Ooh, we're getting somewhere over here. All right, they're definitely popping. Still a little runny. So we just need to let this continue to thicken. What's funny is I've had this dress since high school, and I don't know why I ever got this dress. So don't ask, because I don't know. But I remember we were cleaning out my closet, and my mom was like, "Should we keep this?" And I was like, "You know what? I think we should, because there might be something in the future that I need to wear this for." And here we are. So perfect occasion. Walked in my closet, I saw it, and I said, "Yep, we're doing it. Today is the day." What I love about this appetizer too is sometimes when, you're deciding what to bring to a gathering or whatever, something like a dip, it's just like everyone sticks their hands in. It's a little messy. It's whatever. These are very individual, dainty little crostinis, and I love that. You just take one and you walk away. You don't have to sit there with a little plate and get your dip and whatever. Like it's clean, easy, and that's what I like. So, just another reason why this recipe is perfect. All right, we are looking so good with our cranberry sauce. I'm just mashing them a little bit to help the process, make sure they're all popped. Perfect. Wow. Again, the smells in here are just, mm. And I know it's November, what is it? November 5th. So if you're not in the holiday spirit, I understand, but hopefully this helps. Hopefully this helps get you there. And let me know in the chat if you've already put your decorations up for the holiday season, or if you're one of those people who waits. Let me know. I feel like a lot of people, since Halloween was on a Friday, that Saturday, I feel like a lot of people said, all right, I'm out with the Halloween and in with the tree. I would have, but my husband didn't let me. So we settled on November 15th. I think that's when we're mid-November. That's what we agreed on. Compromise. All right, you guys. This is what we're looking like. I was just about to tilt it, but not going to happen. It'll go all over my computer. But it's pretty thick. I'm going to let it keep going just for a little bit longer, probably 1 or 2 minutes. But once we feel like it's thick enough, we're going to remove it from the heat, and then we're going to add our orange zest and our cinnamon. Again, totally optional for these. This is where you could also add more honey if you feel like it needs it, or maple syrup if you want to sweeten it up a little bit. But again, it is meant to be tangy. It's cranberry sauce. So it's definitely going to be on that tangier side. All right. Oh, it looks so good. Okay. We are going to remove this from the heat and add 1 teaspoon of that orange zest. Orange and cranberry. Doesn't get much better than that. Okay. Now we need our cinnamon. I'm just going to go off of how I feel. And I'm not going to measure. So I hope that's good. Just a little sprinkle. Again, just warms it up. Ooh. Oh my goodness. It's perfect. Okay. So now what we can do is begin to assemble. So here we go. We are going to place our slices of Brie cheese right on top of that baguette. And again, shout out Trader Joe's selling the perfect shape of Brie that I need. A lot of times it comes in those wheels, which is fine. Just, it's going to be more of a square, less of a circle, but perfect. Now, let me get this out of the way. We are going to place our cranberry sauce on top of that Brie cheese. Just a little bit right on top. Oh, it's beautiful. I mean, just the color, like, it's perfect. It is perfect. All right. Amazing. Oops. Need a steady hand. All right. You can jar this up, keep it in the fridge. Use it for anything else. Got lots of leftover. All right. We are going to place this in the oven, 375. We're just going to watch it. And we just want the cheese to melt. That's really it. So let that go. Let me set a timer for like 2 minutes and then we'll check it. I don't want it to burn, but I've got some fresh thyme that we are going to top this with. Yep. I'm just going to grab a couple of these. Probably need to chop this up a little bit. Give it a rough chop, a rough go. Okay. Let me, oh, here it is. Topping anything with thyme is just like immediate holidays. Delicious. Okay. Yum, yum, yum. Again, feel free to send some recipes that you love. Sharing is caring with recipes. And again, next week we're going to be doing a side dish. And then the following week we'll be doing a dessert so that y'all are all ready to go. And you have all the recipes you need for your special gatherings this holiday season. And let me just cue you in on the exciting Bake It and Name It challenge while we're sitting here waiting for these to melt. So in the Healthy Eats channel, like I mentioned, I'm going to be posting about it here soon, but in December, we are going to pair you up. Anyone who wants to participate, you're going to get a partner, and you and your partner are going to swap cookie recipes. Any cookie recipe that you love, that your family loves, but you're not going to show them the name of the recipe. Then your partner will go and bake the cookies and enjoy that experience, enjoy the cookies, take pictures along the way. And then you have to name it. You have to name that cookie without knowing what the actual name is. And then you come back on our Slack page, make a little post, show us your cookie, tell us the name that you came up with, and just the experience that you had baking it. Would you bake it again? Did your family love it? Did you love it? All of that kind of stuff. And then your partner can tell you that original name of the cookie. And it's just going to be a fun little way to, I don't know, share recipes and bake, which always brings me joy. And cookies bring me joy as well. So it'll be fun. So get excited for that. Again, Healthy Eats channel. Be on the lookout for a post from me here soon. But that will come in December. All right. We're looking good. I'm going to give it about another minute, and then we'll be good to go.
What temp are you baking that at?
375. Great question. I forgot. I have my time over here. Yep, 375. I toasted them for 5 minutes before I put any toppings on, just to get them rocking and rolling. And then back in the oven just to melt the cheese. So not much oven time, which is nice. All right, I can see that Brie just kind of melting out. It's perfect. All right. All right, you guys, topping off with a little bit of thyme just to give it some color and some extra flavor. And what I love about these two is you can put them on a cute little plate, a holiday plate. Okay. Here we are, everyone. Our cranberry and brie crostini. So quick, so easy, so simple, not a ton of ingredients. Again, I did a homemade cranberry sauce. You don't have to, but homemade means no sugar added, which we love. And yeah, that's your appetizer. First cooking demo holiday series in the books. if y'all make it, please, please, please take pictures. Let us know how it went. Share it in our Slack page. But thank you guys so much for joining. And same time next week, I promise I'll be more on top of it. I won't think it's 1:30. Sorry about that for jumping on late, but you guys rock. Let me know if you have any questions or need anything. We'll be posting this recording